Amore! Heartbreak.
Aldnoah had a very good episode this week. Was it the best? No, because there were some issues with it that I will get to. But well, actually, there's only like a couple of issues. Let me just go ahead and get to them now because they're not going to really like bring down the score. Now, I know some people are going to get on the decoy mechs. Now, I had watched this episode with Corey, so let me explain how we thought of this. In short, when we were watching the episode, we kind of saw the decoy mechs, and we pretty much gave a, what the f is that? As in, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I think I'm going to move this anime down from a 9.5 or a 10 to an 8. But it turns out those were decoys like we said, so we kind of just gave it a little bit of slack. I'm just going to cut it slack, because the fact that they're decoys means that they were kind of supposed to look like that. I don't think that's a derp in animation. I think that that's actually, that was their intent. It was supposed to look like that, just to throw people off as a decoy, so they could tell which was a decoy, which were the actual people. Now, one of the things of this episode was that it did get kind of cluttered. You didn't really know what was happening. It kind of felt like a Michael Bay movie in points, where it's just like action, action, action. You kind of didn't really know what was going on. But I think at the end, it didn't really affect it too much, because at the end, we did figure out what's going on with Sazamom's cliffhanger. A lot of things going on, the princess not being able to give the order, you know, Inaho's sister, oh my gosh, she's not dead, but there's so many death flags pointing towards her, it's insane. The death flags in this episode, I felt as if they were going to kill off Inaho's sister, Riot, and the princess probably by the end of the episode. I really did. Oh, excuse me. They haven't foreshadowed, I would necessarily say. It's just as if they're just like, hey, come on, get a little attached to this character so we can kill him off for you. Because that's Genrobuchi. He takes your favorite character, he's like, hey, how are you liking Slay? And then he puts a gun in his mouth, and he's just like, bye-bye. Now, one thing that I do want to bring up is Inaho. And it seems as if he's purposely trying to suppress his feelings, and I think that may have been revealed later in the episode. You know, at the beginning of the episode, when it was like reverting to a flashback from last episode, or just doing a quick recap, kind of showed us how, you know, when the princess was talking to him, he seemed as if he was almost trying to reject his feelings, or suppress his feelings of wanting to kind of feel happy or give a smile. And I'm wondering if that's because later in the episode he was saying that they're in the middle of a war, and he can't really stall for things like that. He has to keep moving on, or if that was just, you know, something personal within his life. Maybe he just doesn't want to lose anybody if he gets close to them or anything like that. Kind of like how Ko is in, like, Alhara, right? I'm not sure, though, because that's something that I think they still have to explain to a little more depth. That OST, guys, just beautiful. I downloaded the soundtrack, so you'll probably hear like some type of sped up version of like the Aldnoah OST, so I won't get copyrighted, but you will be able to hear just a bit of the soundtrack probably in the background of this video. The OST that played in this episode, my god, when Breathless like kicked in, I was just doing like a sing-along. I was like da 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 da. It seems as if everything's starting to get a lot more tense, because even the princess breaks down in this episode, which makes me think there are death flags everywhere, and maybe by the time that that gun is raised, like at the end of the opening for Aldnoah Zero, there is going to be some time where her character is almost completely changed. She's almost gone into like a general type aspect. She's not exactly as dense as Inaho will be, but I think that she will be a lot more serious. She won't be more caring. She won't be as caring as she is now. She's going to be more of how she was in this episode, all about business and getting things done. And if that happens, I think I'm really going to like the transformation in the second season of Aldnoah Zero. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Aldnoah is going to have a second season. I think it's supposed to air in the winter of 2015, which is the same season as Durarara, Kuroko no Basket Season 3. Like, winter of 2014 or 15 is going to be, like, insane. But back on to the characters, I do have one complaint with the characters, and that is Yuki. And she's starting to make me mad, and that's mainly just because she's being so defiant, even though she knows that she's in a war-type setting. It almost feels as if, like, maybe she's trying to fight Inaho to get closer to him as a sibling, or I just don't know. It just feels as if she's really being defiant and we don't really have a reason why. And I just want a reason why. That's all. It's like you can't really just keep defying everything that Inaho says just because you don't agree with it. You have to actually give a reason why. Even though it's reckless, how many times has Inaho been right? Almost every single time. So no, trust him. It's not that hard. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.